Greetings, viewers. Welcome to Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben. Will you join us in the year 1990? Yes, we've come back to 1990 specifically to look at some albums. So these things don't exist.
No.
No.
Very bright Bermuda shorts, luminous socks, pop swatches.
Yeah.
I think Bros had disappeared by this point.
Having to arrange all your nights out by telephone. Remember that? When you used to ring your friends up and speak to them. Remember that?
I was 11. We just used to meet up at the park.
Finding out what gigs were on by looking at posters. Remember that?
I was 11, Phil. I wasn't allowed to go to gigs.
Buying tickets for concerts on the telephone.
I went to the school disco.
And other things that happened in 1990. Cassette singles were still around. CD singles were sort of around, but I think, well, were they? Yeah, kind of. But I remember I was still buying quite a lot of 7-inch singles at that time. But you're looking at a list, Ben, of we're trying to find what we're going to have on our shortlist of the albums from the year 1990. What albums came out that year? Remind us, Ben.
Well, I'm going to go through a list now. This is on Radio X's top 25 of 1990. So to give us a sort of a flavour of what could be in our lists. So if I start at the very last one, which is number 25, I bet you know quite a lot of these. The Cure, Mixed Up.
Okay, does that count? That's a compilation, isn't it?
It's a remix. It comes in at 25.
Okay. It's a remix compilation. I remember that one, but yeah.
We'll cancel that one. The 24.
Yeah.
Manchester's second best band of the early 90s. Pills, Feels and Bellyaches.
Okay. The Mondays.
Yeah. So that comes in at 24.
Twisting my melon, man.
I'm twisted. Behaviour. Pet Shop Boys.
I remember that one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, is that the one that had Being Boring on it? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so hard, and how can you expect to be taken seriously? I think it was on that one.
Yeah.
22. Was that? I think it is Andy Bell's band, isn't it? Ride. With Nowhere.
He was in Ride. Yeah.
I think they've reformed recently as well. At 21, The Charlatans, Some Friendly.
Oh yeah, that was 1990. Yeah,
that was 1990.
Yeah. Then, and The Only One I Know. And
yeah.
Sproston Green. And
now I'm quite surprised by the next one at 20 because it normally comes in most album lists in the top 15 or so. It's The Lars and The Lars.
Okay, yeah.
So that's at 20. 19 is Australia's Finest, In Excess, and X or 10, depending on.
They're saying that's better than The Lars.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
Okay, I'm begging to slightly differ on that one, but okay.
Well, trust me, there's 18 more yet to come.
Okay, yeah. Go on.
So you got that one, and then one we've just discussed actually is Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cocteau Twins.
I've never listened to it, I must confess.
Was it the Cocteau
blissed out
Twins
state and
that had
chill
that
out.
haircuts like llamas? Or was that the Thompson Twins?
Are you thinking back to the 80s and the Thompson Twins?
Yeah, possibly.
Cocteau Twins, but she's got a very ethereal vocals, it's all very mellow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, at 17, one of your worst artists, you can't stand this guy. It's Neil Young and Crazy Horse and Ragged Glory.
As you know, I used to have that on in my car so often.
The Godfather of Grunge.
Yeah.
Now, I won't try and pronounce this Jane's Addiction album, so I'm going to let you pronounce it.
Is it Ritual de lo Habitual? I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. I don't think it's Ritual de lo Habitual. I think it's Ritual de lo Habitual. But I stand to be corrected on that. But
cheers,
Google some great Translate. Songs on that. Has it got what songs are on there? Stop.
Been Caught Stealing.
3 Days, which is the epic one with all the great Dave Navarro guitar playing on it. Yeah. Yeah, I've not heard that in a very, very, very long time. It'll be interesting to hear that again.
He's a very weirdly handsome man, isn't he, Dave Navarro? He's got a right-angled face.
Yeah.
It's all very squarish. So anyway, yeah, so that comes in at 16. At 15 is the Pixies and Bossa Nova.
I'll give you a clue. It's not Bossa Nova, folks.
Is it not?
No, it's alternative rock. It's good, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was released during the summer holidays of 1990.
I remember it coming out. So, yeah, I wasn't really into them at the time. I wasn't really tuned into that sort of thing at the time, but I've since discovered it.
At 14, Groove is in the house.
Okay, that's D-Light.
Yeah, and World Clique. That comes in at 14, according to this. And then at 13, another one of your bands that you like. I think it's this one. No, it's Sonic Youth and Goo.
Oh, yeah. Hey, cool thing.
Yeah, Dirty Boots. I think the album cover as well, looking at it used to be on lots of T-shirts, I remember.
It's become very iconic. There are all sorts of parody T-shirts of that, yeah.
At 12 is one of your favourite Scottish bands.
1990.
Yeah, go on, have a guess.
Oh, is it Primal Scream? Is it Screamadelica?
Nope.
Scottish bands. Teenage Fan Club?
It is Teenage Fan Club. And can you remember what the album is?
Well, I was about to say Bandwagon-esque, but then I don't think Bandwagon-esque came out until 1991.
There goes Wikipedia.
I don't think it's Bandwagon-esque. I think it's the one before that. Is it something about an education or something?
Is something about an education.
Is it Catholic education?
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah. I've not actually heard that album. I must confess.
Philicopedia. That's what I'm going to rename you. Philicopedia.
Mm-hmm.
So that's at number 12. At 11 is another band from Manchester. Go on, see if you can have a guess. Band from Manchester, been around a little while.
Band from Manchester, 1990.
Couple of big hits in the mid-90s.
Well, the Stone Roses didn't have an album in 1990. And they had a couple of big hits in the 90s, did they?
Yeah, one of their big hits was one of those songs that you could quite easily get annoyed by. Come on, big hair.
Is it James?
It is James.
Yeah, just had a flash of inspiration.
Goldmother.
Okay.
And it does actually have the this hit single "Sit Down" on it.
I'll tell you what, I'm all done with "Sit Down." You know what? I heard it on the radio the other day, and I thought, no. I to be honest with you, I never really went for it at the time. And I heard it on the radio the other day, and I thought, no, I'm not. People go on about "Shiny Happy People" by R.E.M. being rubbish.
Yeah.
Give me "Shiny Happy People" 5 times in a row over that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
At least on the R.E.M. one, you've got Katie Pearson of the B-52s. It's all a bit 60s styled. It's kind of cool. You got vocals on it by Mike Mills. You got some cool guitar playing. What's the James one got? Sit Down Next to Me.
Yeah, and if you got stinky feet, that ain't happening, I'm afraid. So, at number 10, didn't this band do? Wasn't it Cannonball?
I don't know, which band is it?
The Breeders.
Okay,
I Cannonball.
Maybe I must admit I don't know much about them. I must confess.
So, but it's got on it. The debut album featured "When I Was a Painter" and a cover of the Beatles' "Happiness Is a Warm Gun."
Okay, I've never heard that.
Okay, number 9 is another Manchester band, which has links to another 90s Manchester band. One of the Manchester bands, the one that it's linked to, is defunct, but this band is still touring.
Are you referring to them being linked to Oasis?
They are linked to Oasis.
Well, there was the guy from Ride went into Oasis, didn't he?
It's
Andy
not Ride.
It's not Ride. It's one.
It's not Heavy Stereo.
Is it another band that one of the members went and joined Oasis?
No, it's a band that one of Oasis worked for.
Oh, okay. It's in Spiral Carpets.
It is indeed. Released 23rd of April, Life.
Okay.
So,
They're ranking that quite high, aren't they?
yeah. It's got that. This is how it feels to be lonely.
To me, that was their signature song to me, but...
Yeah. So, next up, we go for a little bit of hip hop or rap, depending on what your specifics are on the genre. Do you want to have a guess?
Hip hop at number 9, did you say? Number 8.
Eight.
Well, I'm thinking of which hip hop type albums were highly regarded at around 1990. A Tribe Called Quest.
No.
De La Soul.
No.
Public Enemy.
You got it right, Phil. Yeah,
Is it
Fear of a Black Planet.
911 is a joke in your town.
Yeah, Fight the Power and all that. So, anyway, at number 7 is a band from Basildon, which is in Essex, if I'm not mistaken, Philip.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a clue to give you. I can't really think of one.
Is it Blur?
No, but no, aren't they from Colchester?
Yeah, that's probably right, yeah.
The lead singer's got an unusual second name.
I'm trying to think of a band from Essex that had an album in 1990. I'm struggling to think of this. Is this an indie band that's not talked about very much now?
They're more electro pop, I would say.
Oh, okay. Oh,
this would have been their 7th album.
Oh, of course, it's Depeche Mode.
It is Depeche Mode and Violator.
Yeah.
So at 6 is somebody who actually had less hair than you. Oh, look, there goes my alarm going off to tell me
to remind you not. I thought it was a reminder not to make jokes about my baldness.
Take my tablet. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. This person has she modelled her haircut on your head.
Well, we all know this now, don't we? Yeah, nothing compares to
me.
Yeah.
It is Sinead O'Connor.
So, interesting album. I do not want what I haven't got.
Yes, that's the one. And then at number 5 is, I don't know anything about this band really. So I'm just going to tell you who it is. It's the House of Love. The House of Love.
They were a Creation Records shining. I was about to say Shine On was one of their hit singles.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they were an Alan McGee signing to Creation. In fact, Creation were quite big on promoting the House of Love. In fact, I think some people felt that Teenage Fan Club were not promoted enough because Creation went overboard with House of Love.
Maybe if I listen to it, might bring back some memories. But I don't have any.
You might know "Shine On." I mean, that's the most.
Yeah, I think that's the best known.
That's the one you're most likely to have heard down the indie disco. But
down the indie.
Yeah.
So we're into top 4, Philip.
Okay.
At number 4, I don't think this wasn't on this album, but think naked videos.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what that would be.
Band that had a lot of nakedness in its video, and it's not Blink-182.
I don't know. Is it an American band that play guitars?
No, I think they're English. I think they're a British band.
Okay, I'm trying to think.
It's a duo.
It's not ringing a bell with me.
It's The Beloved.
Okay.
They did that video, didn't they? I can't remember what song. I think it was around 94, where he was singing and he had all the models around him, all with nothing on, son, all in the all together. Anyway, next.
Which album is that?
It is Happiness.
Okay.
At number 3, it's a very long title band name.
Okay. Is Is this like a heavy metal, very heavy rock band?
No.
Okay, I was thinking. I can't remember what year that was actually, but I know maybe I'm wrong totally. A very very long band name.
Yeah.
How many words?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was almost going to say They Might Be Giants, but that's only 4
No,
words.
I think it's about 10 syllables of my ability to work out syllables is correct.
No, I can't guess this.
I'll give you a clue. The first word is from a Michael Caine film.
A Michael Caine film, The Italian Job.
No.
What's it called? The Ipcrest File.
No.
Michael Caine films. Educating Rita. Trying to think of films that Michael Caine's been in.
Think of
there's been so many, but
being in the Northeast.
Oh, the one about the gangstery one in the Northeast. Yeah, with the Roy Budd music. Get Carter. Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
We get and 101 Dalmatians.
Okay, I remember them.
I don't really remember listening to anything by Carter.
I don't remember that album. I remember the 30-something album. I can't remember when they did 30-something. Was that after that or before?
I always took them as a bit of a joke band because of the name.
Yeah. I never took. I wasn't one of the tribe that was really into them. I do remember them.
No. Right, we're at number 2, according to Radio X, number 2. So, an indie classic.
The second best album of 1990. Well, they've had the Lars.
Yeah.
They've had the Charlatans.
Yeah.
They've had the House of Love, and they've had Teenage Fan Club.
I'll give you a clue. They're female fronted.
Okay. 1990.
Yeah.
Oh, all the female-fronted indie bands I can think of came a little bit later, like Elastica, and I'm trying to think.
They were an English alternative rock band. They were active from 1988 to 1997.
When you say alternative rock, are they sort of quite rocking, or are they just more indie?
No, more sort of mellowish. I'm trying to think of a clue. It's quite obvious if I try to give you a clue. So I'm not going to give you a clue. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a clue. You mentioned them earlier.
Okay, I mentioned them earlier.
Oh. Yeah, or we mentioned them earlier.
Oh.
As in when we were going through, before we came on air.
Oh, what was an indie band that has a woman singer? From 1990.
90, yeah. Think of things you do at school.
The Sundays.
It is the Sundays. Reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Of course. Yeah. That is a classic.
Here's where the story ends.
Did you know they were made? I don't know if it was the woman or one of the guys out there, but only one of them was very close friends with David Baddiel. I don't know why I'm telling you this. He was very matey.
Based my look on David Baddiel.
He was very matey with them. I don't know why I threw that random fact in.
I think their album from 1997, is it Silence and Static or something like that it's called? That's a good album. I enjoyed that album. I will look forward to revisiting that album. So anyway, last but not least, number 1, what Radio X has put down as their album of 1990.
Well, I'm going to say, I don't think it's MC Hammer.
You have already mentioned them.
I've already mentioned this band.
Not that long ago either.
Is that when I was trying to guess one of the others?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think which one would be number 1 album of 1990.
The album title shares a word in it with a Bob Dylan album.
The album title has the same title, same word in it.
No, there's a word. It's a single word album title.
Okay.
And that word is also
in the title of a Bob Dylan album.
Bob Dylan and band album.
Oh, okay. So Bob Dylan and the band. Well, there's only one original album, apart from the Basement Tapes, that's actually credited as Bob Dylan and the band, and that is Before the Flood. So is it They Might Be Giants? Flood.
It is.
They've got that number one.
They have, yeah. So there we go.
It's probably better than MC Hammer.
They Might Be Giants, and they do that Birdhouse in Your Sun.
That's on there, yeah. That's on there.
I hate that song.
Well, you've got to listen to the whole album and see if you think it's any better than that.
Don't tell me the whole album's full of that.
It's quite diverse album. I heard it a very, very long time ago. It's quite diverse. It's kind of like American wacky college rock, I suppose.
I'll give it a listen.
That's how I would describe it.
So we have a few ideas to be going on with for our hunt for the 1990. I'm going to go through my extensive collection here, and I'm going to see which albums were released in 1990 and sort of get them into my psyche, and then listen to some of these.
Yeah.
And then over the coming weeks, we'll discuss what we've been listening to.
We need to put some shoegaze in there. I think some of our viewers will be upset if we don't have any shoegaze.
And some MC Hammer.
Yeah, maybe.
I am going to check one thing before we go. I just want to know that this maybe possibly came out in 1990. No! Came out in 1989! No!
What was that?
Vanilla Ice released his debut album, Hooked, in 1989.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe he has success earlier in America, because I'm pretty sure 1990 was the year that he had that in the charts.
Look, just say here. No, look here. To the Extreme.
Remember that.
Might Like a Vandal. Because Ice Ice Baby came out August the 22nd, 1990. And the album was released on September the 10th, 1990. It's going to go in!
Oh, my word. Okay. Light up the stage, and was it Wax a Chump Like a Candle or something?
Yeah.
And on that note, viewers, thank you for watching. Give us some more 1990 albums that are not MC Hammer or Vanilla Ice.
New Kids on the Block.
Save us. Save me, anyway. Thanks for watching. All the best.
Ciao.